Who doesn't love a beautiful cloud card? It's card number 151 from the 1953 Bowman Color set. Joe Adcock from those Boston/Milwaukee Braves. Beautiful card, and one of the benefits of collecting cards from an era that you're not from, believe it or not, I'm not from the 50s. And also one of the benefits of collecting a set from an era that you don't belong to is that you learn a lot about the players from that era. And I didn't know much about Joe Adcock, but what I learned quickly was that Joe Adcock was one hell of a hitter. I'm just going to read a little bit about Joe. A two-time All-Star player, Adcock was known for his long-distance home runs, including hitting 4 in one game in 1954. Adcock ranks third in Milwaukee Braves history in hits, home runs, runs batted in, and total bases. He was also a sure-handed defensive player, and at the time of his retirement in 1966, he had the third highest career fielding percentage by a major league first baseman. He also played for the Reds, the Indians, and the Angels, and he was put into the Braves Hall of Fame in 2022. This is reminding me that I once made a video about what I call all the cloud cards from the 53 Bowman Color set. I really had fun making that video. If you go look it up on my channel, I go through each and every one of the beautiful cloud cards that are featured in this set. There's something special about a ball player against a beautiful blue sky and some puffy white clouds. So if it is card number 151, it surely must be session number 151 of Card Room Live. No, contrary to popular opinion, it is not a show. What it is, in fact, is a hangout for fellow vintage collectors, whether we have guests or not. Most of the time, we are wasting time looking at and talking about mostly vintage cardboard, and through it all, we do try to make it time well wasted, and that's exactly what we have tried to do for over 4 years now. So if you're here with us live, welcome. Welcome to all of you, to my fellow YouTubers, to the commenters, to the folks from all over social media land. If you are new to Card Room Live, or perhaps you're not new to Card Room Live, but you've never been in the chat, don't be afraid to say hello. You are amongst cardboard friends. This is the live stream where everybody knows your name. And if we don't know your name, and it might take us a few tries, but we'll learn yours soon enough. However, you may not be here live. You might be from the future, and you might be listening to this later. In which case, you are either doing one or more of the following: going to work, coming home from work. Maybe you're getting ready for Thanksgiving dinner, which is almost upon us. Maybe you're sorting cards, looking at eBay or auction sites. Perhaps you're rolling out meatballs. Maybe not this week. Maybe you are. Who knows? Maybe you're walking the dog, sitting on the john, putting the kids to bed. Perhaps you're battling raccoons in the backyard. Perhaps you're wondering, like my buddy Doug, DK Cardboard, if perhaps you're just hanging on to all these baseball cards as a distraction to what would otherwise be an existential crisis about the human condition. Isn't that what we're all doing? Maybe you're wondering if Eddie Waitkus is going to come up in the conversation tonight. You're waiting with bated breath. Maybe you're wondering what other kind of Mike foolery we're going to get into tonight. Well, I know for a fact that The generator of most of the Mike Foolery won't be here tonight because he, in fact, is getting ready for Thanksgiving. So somebody's going to have to pick up the slack when it comes to Mike Foolery. Whatever you're getting into or whatever you're thinking about or hoping for, I do hope you get something out of it tonight. If you want to get in touch or have ideas for future sessions, or if you want to nominate yourself or another collector to join a future Card Room Live session, you can always email me at bowman53channel@gmail.com. You can also find me on Instagram, Bowman53channel. No, that's not right. Bowman53_Alex on Instagram. On X, 1953 Bowman Color. On Blue Sky, Bowman53. And of course, all that information can be found in the description below. This session of Card Room Live is brought to you by the Philadelphia Caramel Company. Caramels and penny specialties, including butterscotch and coconut goods, marshmallows, jellies, fig and orange paste, orange covered and chocolate covered goods of all kinds. I always get hungry when I read this one. You know, all the good stuff that your parents don't want you to have, made by our friends at the Philadelphia Confections. The caramel tastes great. And hey, the baseball cards are pretty sweet as well. So I just happen to have that card here. That was not planned. What is up, everybody? Happy November 23rd. Thanksgiving is almost upon us. And that will be kind of tied into the subject of tonight's discussion. No guests waiting in the wings, but perhaps some guests will jump in. We'll see what happens. Let's see who's sitting at the bar. Ruben is the first at the bar. Welcome to you, Ruben. Hey, Ruben, no Mike Foolery tonight. Family duty before bar duty. That's Stu mentioning that our friend Mike, the Sports History Collector, won't be joining us more than likely. However, Mike Foolery is not does not belong to him. He might be the origin of it, but it spreads like wildfire. And I agree, as Reindeer Studios is saying here, don't be good. It's not fun. Just don't get thrown out of the bar, but you don't have to be good. Scott's sitting at the kids' table. Craig's Cards is here on Puppy Watch. 4 pups are coming at any time. Keep us updated on Puppy Watch. The dog ate my card. Andy, who was on our session last Sunday, is wondering if Eddie Wakus is here. He's always here. He's always looming, isn't he? But it's true. Eddie Wakus was last seen in a cornfield in Nebraska. Anybody that did not catch Drew Clean Sheep Shots video of recent posting should check it out. There's an outbreak of Eddie Wakus cards somewhere in Nebraska. Sports Guru 17 is here. What's up, Melissa? Kurt in Brooklyn is here. Lou Rock TV is here. Sammy Thunder is here. Sven Patrick 1637. I can count. I can say numbers. Is here. Jay Hawker Vintage Cards is here. Mr. White Sox Fan Card Collector Mitchell is here. Carl Taylor is here. Mr. Peter B is here. Mr. Wilhelm is here. Killaboo 3 Collector is here. Orlando is here. The bar is packed tonight. Peacemaker Cards is here. Ryan's Bullpen Sports Cards is here. TJ is online, is here. Mr. Max Jackson is here with the snark. I hope you brought the snark with you, Max. Jacob Dahl is here. Mr. Warren D in the CLE is here. Was he a crappy manager? That's interesting. There he is. Speak of the devil. Drew from Clean Sheep Shots is here with his crop, his recently harvested crop of Eddie Wakus cards. Peacemaker Card says that Joe Adcock was one of the last 2 cards I bought for my 67 top set. How about that? You never know what the last few cards of a set build are going to be unless you plan it. My purposeful final card for the 53 Bowman Color set, as some of you know, was the Pee Wee Reese card. It was like my motivation to finish the set. But you never know what those last few cards are going to be. It's always kind of interesting to figure that out and to see what happens. Absolutely agree, Orlando. The cards are special. There's Jason, the old-timey card collector, as I like to call him. Cold Shot Cards is here. JP Cards is here. 3D80s Kid is calling out. Norm. Who is Norm? I think Norm has, I don't know. It's like, I think it's Don. I think Don is Norm. I don't know if Don is here tonight. Mark's Dodgers Cards is here. Pre-War Dreams is counting down the days until Strongsville. 138 days. Brad Vintage Collection. Adam's Card Closet. Look at all these people in here. Thankful I caught a card of him live tonight. It happened. It happened, Don. He's cooking dinner. Are you rolling out the meatballs, though, Mark? That's the question. Mark is the originator of rolling out the meatballs. That's the question on everybody's mind. Spartan Card Collector is here from Atlanta. That's cool. Spartan Card Collector, if you are ever in the Savannah area, let me know. And that goes for anybody. If anybody happens to be in the Savannah area at any time, let me know. We can meet up. You can actually come to the actual card room in person. Let's see. Is the Philly Caramel Co. gonna pull their sponsorship because you're wearing an American Caramel show? I think I'm gonna be okay. I think I'm gonna be okay. I was trying to come up with something clever, but I'm all out of cleverness. Chris from Missouri is here. Yeah, thanks for fertilizing the corn, right? Yeah, appreciate you, Stoop, doing his wrench duties. Here's Drew's video with the Eddie Wakis crop. If anybody missed it, copy and paste that and check that out. Really? Well, that's sad, Max, because we all need a little spice at the bar. Yeah, I thought so. Don is Norm. The Big Six is here, Jerry. Mookie, I really want to like pick on you because anytime a Mets fan is upset, I'd like an angel gets their wings, you know. Sorry, that just came out. But because I like you, Mookie, you know, I feel for you. Alex and Max and anyone else, thoughts about SGC? You know, nobody ever asks me this stuff, probably because nobody really cares what my opinion is. And I'm totally okay with that because I think there's plenty of other people that are sharing their opinions. And I think there's also plenty of other people that have stronger opinions that are more valuable than mine, because I can count on one hand how many times I've sent in cards to PSA or SGC. In fact, I only need a couple fingers to do that. So when it comes to that part of the process, I really don't have much to say. All I'll say on a really super generic level is I think it's sad because my mindset when it comes to SGC is stuck in what is probably an old mindset when it comes to SGC. I like to think of SGC as the folks that were particularly good at pre-war. And I'm still in that mindset. I've stubbornly held on to the mindset of SGC is pre-war and PSA is post-war. And that's how I've more or less approached my collecting. But I've rarely, like I said, actually dealt with sending cards in and all of that sort of thing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I have anything new or different to add to that. I'm sure that conversation has really worn itself out. But I do think it's sad. I guess I'll also say that I think that there are lots of factors in this hobby that have nothing to do with the hobby other than taking advantage of it and trying to profit from it, which, you know, that's what business is about. It's about trying to profit from, you know, opportunity. And so there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. On the other hand, I do think that from a profit perspective, there's a lot of factors going on in the hobby that I find really distasteful, and I kind of generally avoid um, dealing with it, which maybe is not a good strategy because it's out there and we need to talk about it. We need to be aware of it. So I'm very much aware of it, but I'm not really too happy with where all of those things are going. Um, I'll leave it at that for now. Mitchell, I'm counting down the days to the next Chicago Sports Spectacular in March. No meatballs, roasted veggies, tofu, and yeah, I don't know, man. I'm less excited, and I'm not going to add this to the opening. I gotta say, I'm going to stick with the meatballs. Let's see. Max says he has an order there right now. Not pleased with what I'm seeing and reading about orders. I just have to hope that we are in a time of transition and that it will get better. I don't know what this is in relation to, but I'm not having a heart attack. And hopefully I won't. Mr. Eddie's Cardboard Chaos is here. And oh, this was in relation to the Mets. Yeah, I might have to put you in timeout, Andy. I can go get my Phillies hat if you need me to. Mr. Tony from Psyched On Baseball Cards, Hall of Famer, is here. Stuke says a recent SGC order coming back from SGC is somewhere on the USPS Twilight Zone. Not fun. Mr. Impact Player, what's up, Josh? Good to see you, man. Old school tonight. Max says I probably have around 900 plus SGC slabs, so I have to hope that it will get better. Fair enough. I still like the SGC cards. They look great in the tux. Fair enough. Jerry says 80% of my collection is old SGC slabs. JW's Dugout is here. Good evening to you, sir. Graded. So a lot of Jerry's cards were graded before there were half grades. Gotcha. Crying. Maybe add crying to the intro. Are enough of us crying? Oh, maybe we could add that. It's a good idea. All right, guys. Been through the chat. I'm sure there'll be more stuff in there. Glad to see everybody here. My thought for tonight was no grand plan, no guests. I'm happy to invite guests to come on in. I'll put the link in the chat if anybody wants to hop in. Here's my thought. It's, Thanksgiving week. I just bought my turkey and all the stuff to get prepared. Been refreshing my memory about how I'm going to go through all the steps and all the ingredients and all the recipes and all that sort of thing. It's going to be fun. I actually like trying to pull it off. And so because it's Thanksgiving week, I have a really simple question to pose to the bar. What are you thankful for? You can share your answer in the chat, or you can hop in the stream. But the question for the night that I'm posing to the bar is, what are you thankful for? And I'm really trying to leave that open-ended. It can be, and most likely will be, hobby related, but it doesn't have to be. And you can interpret this however you want. If you want to give a shout out to another collector, whether they have a YouTube channel or a social media presence or not, doesn't really matter. Maybe it's an opportunity to share some shout out love to another channel. Maybe it's just about something going on in your hobby life, or a trade that you made, or an acquisition that you've made, or a hobby goal that you've completed or that you're close to completing, whatever it is, share it in the chat, and I will go ahead and put the link in here in case anybody wants to hop in and share it live on screen and in person with the community, with whoever's in here tonight. Some of us have done a whole video on thankfulness, specifically Phillies baseball cards. Andy, Alex said, I have a binder of every vintage Mets card. We'll gladly go through it card by card. Andy, if you're trying to never be invited back, you're wildly successful right now. Just messing with you. But I'm kind of serious. Ranger Studios is thankful that Don and Mike are not here to pick on him. I can text both of them right now and get them in here. But enjoy it while it lasts, Scott. Peacemaker Cards bought a little bit of wild turkey for the holiday. That's cool. Lou is thankful for a bit of an adult beverage and some baseball cards. That's always a good thing. Orlando says, I'm thankful for all my card friends, especially Scott, for raising money for cancer research. An incredible achievement. Both, this is the year that we'll never forget in terms of Orlando recovering and also Scott leading the charge on that. Raising funds for that donation to the cancer research, for sure. Sven Patrick, 1637. I am thankful that I am halfway done with my 57 Tops Hall of Fame run. Very cool. Sven, what are some of the highlights of that 57 Tops Hall of Fame run that you've picked up recently? Mitchell says, if enough people are interested, I'll pull the cards for show and tell. Well, Mitchell, I'm interested, and that should be enough. Jason says, I'm thankful for this community of collectors. The relationships and friends that I've made will last a lifetime, and I am truly grateful for that. Absolutely, Jason. Well said. Max says, I'm just reviewing my pickups for the year, and I'm thinking of making a video. Just super thankful for another great year of additions. This guy's thankful for something. Let's see what he's got. What's up, Mike?
Am I thankful? I don't know. No, I'm very
well, that's the whole thing, man.
Dang it. I thought we were coming. No, I'm just
kidding. You can gripe if you want. I'd be thankful to hear Mike gripe.
You know what I'm thankful for? 97 Tops. I'm just sitting here and my set is completely I've just opened the set and I've got massive bricks of cards. And here's the sound effect of the night. So you take your stack, right? Like these are all bricked together. And so you just you just kind of bend them a little bit, get them unstuck, and then they go in the stack. And I'm stacking up, I'm putting these in a binder, and I'm grateful to be able to do that. And
you could do a whole video, Mike, of just ASMR of you just busting those cards. That'd be great.
That would be very funny. But once you bend them, like you just bend them and they just crack open like that, and then they kind of just come apart pretty easy. So people are like, don't bend your card. I'm not bending them. I'm just I'm loosening them to be able to go into the bloody binder. But I'm grateful that I have things like this show to watch on a Sunday night after the Cowboys came back and beat the Eagles.
Oh,
I know you love that. That was pretty amazing. Down, what were we down? Oh wait, we were down 21-0. Oof.
Yikes!
And we won. That's all right. Not that I'm, paying attention or anything. You hear that? Aaron Seeley. Everybody remember Aaron Seeley?
Wow. How many more sets are you putting together in a binder like that?
I will tell you. I have I happen to have it right here. I have put into binders 1, 2, 3, 4, like 25,000 cards is how much
Wow.
I've done. And there's 48,000 Topps cards. So I'm about halfway done. But it's pretty fun. And it's, you don't have to do them all at once, right? I mean, it's kind of
Right.
like I've got months until my house is done. So I'm kind of like, I try to do one every couple of days. And
How's that going? I saw your post on Instagram. You're kind of in the process of figuring out the layout.
well, I just put these shelves together, right? Just to put all the binders in, just to see if it would work. That's up in my son's room upstairs.
Gotcha.
I wonder if, that was pretty fun to show that. Like, it's pretty cool. Maybe I could show that. Maybe I wonder if anybody would care if I walked upstairs and showed that. But that's not what this is for. This is about being thankful. This isn't about anything.
All right, this guy's got some Diamond Stars to share. What's up, Mitchell?
It's got to be Mitchell.
Gentlemen, what's going on?
Hey, Mitchell, do this to your Diamond Stars card. Take them and burn
That's a
them.
little hard there in plastic. I mean, I can
Not
have to
gonna
push
have
really
the
hard on
same
it, but
All right, I'm gonna get off and let you guys talk, and I'll sit here and watch you while I, pull all these cards apart.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving, Mike. Thanks.
Hey, Alex, thanks for what you do, man. You're awesome.
see you, Mike.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Hey,
nice to see you too.
Hey, Mitchell, Mitchell texts me every time he gets new cards, and I love it. He's like, "Hey, I'm down to 2, or I'm down to 5, or whatever," and I just get these random Mitchell texts on my phone, and it's awesome. I get to see cool Diamond Stars cards. So
We just got 2 more to go, roughing and not. So we'll get
it.
those at some point in the near future.
love it. All right, you guys
And I'll
have
bother you with a different set at that
There we
point.
this week. Great fun week. See you guys.
All right, thanks,
All
Mike.
right, see ya.
Yep.
All right, as requested. So I got one last weekend actually during I think I was watching your live stream when I bid on this. Wanted to got it this week, but it was the Frank Rossetti. So this got me down to 4 more to do. This is part of the 36 release. So he's got only a unique card during 36. He doesn't appear in 35 or 34. And I love this image. Just it's pretty interesting. I had somebody point out to me that he has a very large bat in this, like a ridiculously large bat in this, which I think I didn't notice that before, but it is kind of funny. But I did also notice the catcher's not wearing a mask on there too, which I think is a pretty bold strategy, Cotton, on that one. So we'll see how that kind of goes.
Like visually, it's a busy card, but it's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's definitely busy, but it's got a lot of texturing to it. And I think as of the 36s, the unique cards in 36, this is one of the better ones. I think a lot of them are just like head portraits as you get to the last few cards in the last, once you get above 90, there's only a couple like more like player active kind of pictures on there. But the reason Stuka asked, because you also are aware of it too, actually Mike as well as too, because I was at the card show, the Chicago Sports Spectacular Friday. And I was actually with Doug, Joe Wood Collector, and our friend Joe, who was introduced to me a year ago by Jason. So the 3 of us were actually at the show. And I went around the show looking specifically for the 4 cards I needed at that point. Ended up landing on Jimmy Fox.
Incredible. He
And
is not letting go of that.
And one of his teammates, Lefty Grove. So
yeah. Oh wow. That's those go well together. It's nice that you got those 2. Like you won't forget that those 2 kind of got found at the same time.
no, absolutely not. And it's interesting because this was his very first season with Boston, so he actually didn't feature with them until this very season.
Right.
So it was a very timely rendition of a Red Sox uniform on him as opposed to an A's uniform. And he was still with the A's at this point, but you wouldn't have been able to tell because he just had his backward hat and stuff like that. But on the back of the card, it mentions why he was in catcher's gear. He was filling in at catcher quite a bit, when also at first base too, because Mickey Cochran got moved on to the Tigers at that point.
Right.
So that explains the catcher gear on that one. So I was kind of curious about that one in particular, but there you go. Those are the 3 I picked up this week.
Awesome. So close, Mitchell.
Mhm.
Really
So,
cool.
Yep. So as requested, there you go.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely thankful for the friends being at the show too, but just like
Right.
the community showing a lot of just overall love and stuff for my appreciation for the Diamond Stars and the content I put out. So I've been really kind of flattered time and time again, I think, with like the comments I got, especially when I was on the Golden Age cardboard with Mike, but also
Right.
some stuff I did with Dan. And also the very first time I did something with you about this set now about
Right.
3 years ago. I think it's when I
Right. That's
met you,
crazy.
so.
Time flies. Yeah.
I'll
I
get
mean,
out of
it's-
here. So,
All right. Appreciate it, Mitchell.
okay.
Wonderful. We've got a lot of great comments I'm going to try to catch up with. Jayhawker Vintage Cards, I'm most thankful to all of you in the vintage community. This is my first Thanksgiving as a content creator. The community has been the best therapy for someone like me. I thank all of you. Hey, Jay, right back at you. Glad you're here. Glad that you started a channel, that you're sharing your cards, and that you're connecting with everybody. Mark, Dodgers card says, all you fine people hobby is a great and fun distraction. Thank you all, and thankful for my Dodgers. Yeah, I mean, hey, if you're a Dodgers fan, live it up and then soak it in. But I appreciate what you're saying, Mark, here. It is supposed to be a fun distraction. It's not life. All of us have important stuff going on in the rest of our lives, jobs, family, serious stuff, and this should be enjoyable. And if you are having fun with it and you are enjoying it, then you're doing it right. JP Cards, thankful I rediscovered this hobby 5 years ago and for starting a channel, both rewarding in more ways than I would have expected. Absolutely. I don't often go back and think about it, but starting a channel, however long ago it was for me, turned out to be a really great decision in ways that I didn't anticipate at the time. Here's Tony from Psyched Out Baseball Cards. I'm thankful for this community, especially during the off season. Absolutely, because baseball not being on TV or on the radio can be a little depressing. I'm always ready for the off season and kind of embrace the change of pace and all that sort of thing. But YouTube keeps me on track with baseball, keeps it kind of alive during the off season. What's up, Rick? Vintage Oddball Cards. SGC needs to make the numbers on their slabs bigger to bring back the customers. That's what the problem was. Pre-war dreams. I am thankful for my shovel filling rabbit holes that I do not want to go down and stay focused on my goals. I love the way you put that. You got to fill those rabbit holes. That's a really good way to put it. Everyday card collector Jason wants to add that he's also thankful for Don Mossy and also thankful for when Don picks on Scott. Yeah, I would agree with that. Mookie says he's thankful that he can go a full week in reindeer t-shirts without the laundry. How about a lifetime supply? How about a year's supply of reindeer t-shirts? I think that would be great. Craig says, I'm thankful for the Dave Peacemaker cards, completing his 1967 set. Quite the accomplishment. Love to encourage the set builders out there. Absolutely. Set building. I mean, we just saw Mitchell. Set building is near and dear to my heart. My channel was built on building a set. I'm not building a set right now. I do hope to build another set at some point in the future. I always say to a collector who's never built a set, find a set that you really love. Find a strategy towards building it and build it, because it will be an experience that will be unlike any other experience that you can have in the hobby. And there's no comparison to it. And as much fun as I'm having now, the way I collect, nothing will ever compare to how much fun I had building the 53 Bowman set. Can't recommend it enough. Melissa says, thankful for the good people in this hobby. Absolutely. Showing me, thankful for knowing the baseball card Ken Burns. Picked up An American Revolution book today after watching that new documentary. Awesome, Don. That's really great to hear. I want to mention that totally unrelated to baseball, but anybody, well, it's kind of related. I'm sure you guys we've all talked about the Ken Burns baseball documentary many, many times. Of course, he's made many other documentaries over the years. I mean, quite an amazing run of films. And he just released, along with two other directors, the American Revolution documentary, which immediately made me think back to when I was a teenager and watched the Civil War documentary when it was on PBS back in the 90s. And I remember thinking, well, gosh, he just has to make an American Revolution documentary, right? And here we are all these years later. He finally did it. I finished it today, actually. Well worth it, regardless of your political persuasions. I think it's worth watching. There's stuff in there that I definitely didn't know or forgot about and probably heard a little bit about when I was in high school. And I'm a huge Civil War buff and became one in part because of that documentary way back in the 90s. And I have a whole library of books that I read. And now I'm itching to kind of get into the American Revolution because I just realized from watching that documentary that there's just so much I didn't know and enjoyed learning about. So I definitely recommend it to all you folks if you haven't seen it yet. Let's see who else is in here. Carl, just so thankful that many in the community have welcomed me into the community as a I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. I should know how to pronounce that. But he's planning to be at Strongsville. Carl, glad that you're here. Adam's Card Closet. I'm thankful for so many reasons. Health, friends. Blessed enough to add my top 2 wish list cards. 1 being the Clemente rookie card, PSA 4, and 2 being the Kobe and Jordan East-West card, PSA 9. Very cool. Thanks for sharing, Adam. Mike Good says, thankful for my wife, my family, and my good friends. Yeah, I mean, to have those 3 things, Mike, that's wonderful. Should be thankful for it. Let's see. Some congratulations to Mitchell for those cards. This is how far back I am. Got to try to catch up here. Mike says, congratulations to Mitchell on being 4 cards away. Don't forget when you complete the set to pull it out and look at it from time to time. Absolutely. And, that's something that I've really made a point of doing with my set. And in fact, I did it at the beginning of this session, right? Just constantly refreshing my appreciation for the cards that I've collected. Diamond Stars are totally pure Art Deco beauties. Agreed. Everybody loves Diamond Stars, and you should. There's Doug, Joe Wood Collector, who spent some time with Mitchell at the show. And that's the thing about collecting cards is when you get to collect them with friends or like have somebody along with you when you pick up a card, makes it all the more special. Nobody's surprised to hear that John thinks cards are his whole life, but of course he's just messing around. Andy, so thankful for my new friends. Absolutely. As far as cards from Marks, Dodgers cards, thankful to have finally found a totally beat up 1914 Cracker Zach Wheat that fit my budget. Been looking for one for a couple of years and finally found one. That's awesome, Mark. There are cards that you don't intend for them to become like long-term goals, but they end up like before you know it, years have gone by and it's like, I still haven't found it. And then you finally get it. The long game pays off. John says just completed the 38 Gaudy set. Jerry, my videos are the most unprofessional on YouTube, and I'm thankful that it doesn't bother me. Jerry, there's always videos that are more professional than whatever somebody's doing, and there's always videos that are more unprofessional than whatever you're doing too. And it doesn't matter. What I think matters is caring about what you share. If you care about what you share, however you share it is your prerogative. But if you care about what you're sharing, that's what matters most. Spartan card collector, thankful for my wife feigning interest in every new big card I acquire and not asking how much. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. John is thankful that he has not left the hobby yet. Yeah, we are also all thankful, John. And yeah, let's not leave the hobby despite all the stupid stuff that people are doing. I'm not in this hobby for any of that stuff, and that's why I'm choosing not to let it affect me. Awesome, Jason. That's cool to hear. Steel City, I'm thankful for the kindness and generosity of my family, for sharing my time and finances with fellow collectors. Couldn't collect without that. Awesome. Yeah, guys, if you aren't aware, you can watch the American Revolution on PBS. If you have PBS, if you still have your TV hooked up. If you don't, you can get it online as well. And if you don't want to do that, you can also find it on Amazon. Why do I know that? Because at the beginning of every episode, they remind you. And so it's kind of drilled in your head. Ryan's Bullpen Sports Cards. I'm thankful for starting up my channel in August and being able to meet and talk with all of you guys. It's been a fantastic time and I enjoyed it so much. Hey, my pleasure, man. Ryan, we're all glad that you're here too. That's what makes it fun. Stuke is watching the A-Rod documentary, which I've had a few people mention. Is anybody else watching that right now? Does anybody have any opinions on it? A-Rod reminds me of Benedict Arnold. Don't spoil it, Mook. Very cool. Orlando says, I'm thankful to Mark Dodgers Cards for finding me the Will Baking Armando Marsans card. Awesome. Mitchell says the A-Rod documentary is fascinating. That's really cool. Steel City, Orlando, thank you for sharing your knowledge of Marsans. I wouldn't have understood his significance if it weren't for you, right? There's so much stuff, so much knowledge, whether it's like card knowledge or just player knowledge floating around in this community. And that's what makes collecting way more fun. JW's Dugout, thankful for the opportunity to share my lifelong passion with others and for those who have accepted me into the community. Absolutely. Well worth it, man. Craig, I'm a member of the Sons of the American Revolution. My fifth great-grandfather fought with the Pennsylvania militia at the battles of Trenton, Brandywine, and Featherbed Hill. Very cool, Craig. That's incredible. There he is. Don, so that you don't have to scroll back. Scott said he was thankful that you weren't here to pick on him, so you really have to kind of make up for it. Lonely Basement Baseball Cards. Thankful for baseball for so many reasons. Me too, man. Me too. Baseball is the best. Baseball is awesome. Endlessly fascinating. Endlessly fascinating. Yanking Card Steve. I'm thankful for having a girlfriend who puts up with the YouTube watching as part of our evening TV viewing. Wow, really? That is a hell of a girlfriend. I don't think very many of us could say the same. So you should make sure she knows how much you appreciate that. Norm's here. You got to keep looking at your cards. Yeah, what's the point of having them? What's the point of having them if you're just going to get your cards and put them in a box and only think about the next card? You got to think about what you've already got. I'm so thankful Alex will read anything we write. Anything except what Mookie writes. I really should quickly read them before I just like throw the thing on the screen, because who knows what some of these things are. But so far, I mean, honestly, who cares, right? It's Cardroom Live. There's no editing in here. I'm really excited to watch the documentary and learn about such an important topic in American history. Where would we be as a country if things were different? Thanks, A-Rod. Man, that was such a good payoff. Max, that's your post of the evening. Well done. Everybody who can't get a room at Strongsville can stay at my house. Everybody take a screen grab of this so you have it when the time comes. Don is giving up his room so that he can stay at Scott's house. Makes sense. Killaboo 3 Collector, what's up? Thankful for all the things baseball, books, cards, magazines, and memorabilia. A game that will break your heart time and time again, but you still crave more. Oh, and thankful for health and family too. It's kind of tack that in there. Absolutely. Yeah, baseball is a soap opera for men and women. It's a hell of a soap opera. It's great, never ending, and endlessly fascinating. Mike says, is the A-Rod documentary about that wonderful, caring baseball player who always put his team first and players first, along with following all the rules? Is that the documentary you're watching? Yes, absolutely. That's the one. Mark is really thankful this year. This is the third post from Mark. Thankful I finished cooking dinner, but unfortunately I need to drop out because my phone is about to crap out. Thanks and have a great Thanksgiving. Same to you, Mark. What's up? Thankful that Mike, this is Stephen with a PH. Thankful that Mike Canadian Cards got me to start a channel, which introduced me to this incredible community. Love you guys and girls. Absolutely. We are thankful that Mike did that as well. Anybody that's going to Philly, look out for Still City DW and make a connection. Chris from Missouri is thankful that Abner Doubleday invented baseball on the island of Iwo Jima during the Battle of the Bulge. That's some warped history there, Chris, but we'll let you be thankful for it. I'm thankful for Mookie tricking Alex, but he didn't. He didn't trick me. He didn't. Because he's a Mets fan, and I saw it coming a miles away. So we are also thankful, Don, that you have Scott to pick on, because what would Cardroom Live be without a good Don and Scott kerfuffle? Well, here we are, guys, with 10 minutes late or so left. I'm thankful for this community. I'm thankful for Cardroom Live. Quite honestly, I don't think of Cardroom Live as something that I do. I mean, it is something that I do, and I do sometimes put some thought into it. Sometimes I don't really put much thought into it at all, which is why I like to say that it's not a show. But I'm grateful that it's here. I'm grateful that it's something that I can come do every Sunday night. But I don't really think of it as something that's, technically, yeah, it's on my channel. It's something that I'm the one that hits live, but I don't really think of it as something that I'm doing. I think of it as something that belongs to the community, and I'm grateful to have that. This was an unusual year for me collecting wise, not in a bad way, just different. And what I'm thankful for are, I made 4 videos this year that each took a significant amount of time, and I got a significant amount of response for each of them. And I've got the cards here. The Mathewson video, which I did way back at the beginning of the year. That was about this card. The Jackie Robinson video, which was somewhere in, I want to say late spring. The Ty Cobb, which was somewhere in the fall, I guess. And then I did the origins of baseball cards video, which was more recent. And I really appreciate all the support and feedback and conversations that came out of that. I consider those videos like me trying to do something creatively, and I get a lot of satisfaction out of the process of doing them. It's something that I really care about and put a lot of effort into. And it's nice to hear, even if one person watched it and shared a thought, I'd be satisfied, because it's about, the opportunity to do it that is really kind of therapeutic for me. It's somebody said earlier that this is all kind of a distraction, right? And I definitely look at that. This is a way for me to take a break from the other stuff that's going on in life and enjoy baseball and history and card collecting and the community. And I've definitely gotten to do that this year. The next video that I'm working on right now is going to be about this card. And this is a card that I've been wanting to make a video about ever since I got it. And I'm finally going to do it. And so I'm reading about Hank Aaron, and I've been asking people in the community about Hank Aaron, and been looking into getting some more books and doing some online research. And I also I've had this book for a while, so it's not necessarily going to be specifically just about Hank Aaron. It's going to be about the 54 Topps set in general, and about that Hank Aaron card in particular. I think there's something extremely special about that Hank Aaron card beyond the obvious. Obviously it's his rookie card. It's a great card. Everybody knows that card. It's really famous. But to me, there's just something else in there that I want to try to dig up and find a way to put into a video. And honestly, that's kind of why I make any of my videos at all. Each of the cards I pick, there's something about that card that I want to dig into. And so that's the video that I'm working on now. It'll be a while, but that's the thing. I'm in no rush. I enjoy the process, and I'll, when the time comes, I'll be happy to share it with you guys. And that is such a rewarding thing to get to hear back from folks, about the videos, and, get to make stuff and share it with people. So that's what I'm thankful for. Mike Good, I'm thankful for the Card Room Live. Everyone, show their thanks to Alex by hitting hey, I appreciate that. Hit the like button. I don't really ask for it. Well, that's not true. I kind of do sometimes. But if you hit the like button, it's appreciated. If you hit the unlike button, that's okay too. Scott is the Santa of the card community. That's pretty good. I agree. Don made 4 videos and it took him no time at all. Hey, there's no wrong way to do it. There's a lot of talk about being grateful for cards in the community, but one thing that a lot of us take for granted is the internet access that allows us to participate. Yeah, let's all take a moment to thank Verizon and Comcast and whoever else is robbing us blind. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, Orlando. I think 3 of those videos were about me, Don. That's adorable. Doug, Joe Wood Collector says, thankful for God, family, our country, and this great hobby community. Amen to all of that. Melissa, happy Thanksgiving. Dog ate my card. So much great content out there, my friends, and I want to thank you all for giving me so many hours of fun, learning, and passion. That's right. It's nice to be able to sit down and open up a few videos and be entertained by people that you actually know, with YouTube videos. Jacob says, thankful for family, friends, and spending time with all of you. Every time we can chat, hang out, talk, and look at cards. Absolutely. Mitchell, we are also thankful to your wife for inspiring you to create the card room this year. Yeah, Orlando, that's definitely a book that's been recommended to me the past week or so. So appreciate it. Hey, I appreciate it, Tony. And I echo your wishes for a happy Thanksgiving. MC Hammer, Charles Finley, pipeline to the locker room. Right. All right, guys. I have some cards sitting here. We got a little bit of time left. Here's a random box of cards. What's in here? 1954 Topps, Speak of the Devil. Wonderful set. Ted Williams. 1952 Bowman. This is a card that Lynn showed in our last card room live session that we did with Orlando and Andy. Here's another 1954 Topps, Willie Mays. Classic 1952 Topps, number 1, Andy Pafko. '53 Topps, wonderful card of Eddie Matthews. Not easy to find a card of Eddie Matthews smiling. 1951 Bowman of Richie Ashburn, gifted to me by a, to me, legendary YouTuber, A League of Their Own, Caitlin. Some of you older YouTubers will remember her channel. Fantastic videos. 1952 Bowman. Doug. Thinking of Doug DK Cardboard. Don Newcomb. 1955 Topps. Mr. Johnny Padres, who helps win the championship for Brooklyn that year. 1952 Topps, beautiful card. Love this card. Lonnie Irvin. '57 Topps, Dodgers Sluggers, hanging out in Ebbets Field. Carl Furillo, Gil Hodges, Roy Campanella, and Duke Snyder. A leaping card, 1956 Topps, Don Zimmer. Probably the same location of the 53 Bowman Color photograph. If you take a look at the background, that's got to be spring training as well. 1953 Topps, another beautiful image, Bob Feller. '56 Topps, Marv Grissom. A key pitcher for the New York Giants, and I just love the cavernous polo grounds in this image. It's one of the things I really like about the 56 Topps is so much space for the background. 54 Topps, another 54 Topps, Hoyt Wilhelm. Here's a card that was gifted to me by our good friend Nina, and I think it was because this card was shown in a card room live session, and I said, hey, that's a beautiful card. Shout out to Nina and to my buddy Jason at the Everyday Card Collector, who also has this card. 52 Bowman, Billy Pierce, just a great composition. And of course, he's a fantastic pitcher as well. And a beautiful card, 58 Topps All-Star. Stan the Man. Just a great graphic design there. And let's end it on another fantastic card, 1960 Topps. Ernie Banks, Let's Play 2. Love this card. Such beautiful colors. One more, because I see him sitting here. Shout out to Orlando, Collector's Dream. 54 Red Heart, there he is. Minnie Minoso. Alex, you made me feel old saying that older YouTubers will remember A League of Their Own. Yeah, it seems like yesterday, right? That's the thing about having a YouTube channel, guys. Those of you that are newer YouTubers, man, time goes by and people come and go. So stick with it and enjoy it and make memories and enjoy it while it lasts, because time flies. And before you know it, the folks that you talk to will start to make videos less and less, and new people will come on, and you know, be thankful for the friends that you make, and keep at it. All right, guys, that is it for tonight. Stay tuned at 9 p.m. for For Collectors. If you enjoyed this live stream about nothing, give it a thumbs up. If you want to get in touch or have ideas for future sessions, reach out to me at bowman53channel@gmail.com. Until next Sunday, have a wonderful Thanksgiving, everybody. Good night. I'm gonna put these